Welcome to Collectability. Today we're going to discuss and present 6 engraved Patek Philippe watches you may have never seen before. The art of engraving is inextricably tied to the history of Patek Philippe. When the company was founded in 1839, the first clientele were Eastern European nobility that loved to have pictures and engravings of themselves and loved ones. And this tradition continued throughout the history of the company. And to this day, Patek Philippe has some of the most masterful engraving of all watchmakers. It's the craftsmanship really is sculptural in the way that men and women are able to engrave metal and bring it to life. The fluidity of the cases, the texture, the way it feels, the way it looks and plays with the light. These are all part of the art and engraving. And so let's get started. And going back to this piece from 1890, this little lady's pendant watch originally has a very mysterious engraving on the back. Forgive my Latin. St. George's Equitum Patronus, loosely translated as St. George, patron of the knights. And it's a familiar scene. It's St. George slaying the dragon. But this watch has a secret within. Now, in the inside back cover, you'll see another Latin engraving that says, In Tempestate Securitas. And it shows Christ sleeping on a ship with 2 apostles. And that translates as safety in the storm. Now, I've seen these at the Patek Philippe Museum before. This style with that engraving, it was very popular in the 1880s and the 1890s. But I've only recently learned what it actually means. What this is a fisherman's charm. It dates back to the 1600s in Hungary. There was a medal that would be worn that would have these 2 almost identical engravings on the front and back of the coin. And fishermen would wear these to sea to almost guarantee their safe passage back home after their long journeys. So I believe that in the 1880s and 1890s that Patek Philippe brought this tradition back, bringing that particular style of engraving in order to market to those that were traveling in transatlantic or even global travel at that period of time in the late 1890s in the late 19th century. So it's fun to see this remnant from the past, and it almost has a secret meaning of safety. So this particular watch was made for a lady. There are other examples that have been made for men in larger sizes that you can see at the Patek Philippe Museum. And from an engraving perspective, it emphasizes not only the workmanship, but about sharing a message that was near and dear to the hearts of the person who owned the watch or the person who might have given the watch originally. So now we're going to fast forward to another mystery. We're going to move forward into the late 1940s, early 1950s, and I have a reference 2480 to show you. Now, one of the great things about Patek Philippe, which we've discussed a lot with collectability, that is the extracts from the archives. And I am anxiously awaiting for the extract to come back for this watch to find out if the engraving on this watch is indeed original. And I'm quite confident it will be. So this is a 2480. I believe the archive will come back and describe it as a 2480D. The D stands for decoratif, which is often given to reference numbers from this period for special decorated versions of a particular reference. So when you look at this case, it is engraved this foliate engraving, which is just beautiful. It brings this top hat design to life. The reverse of the watch has an engraving AC of the owner of the watch, which is very personal. And you'll also see at the top there's the engraving of S and L, and many of you know that stands for Serpico y Lieno, which was the retailer in Caracas, Venezuela at the time, the Patek Philippe retailer. And this particular watch is, to me, of complete surprise and pleasure to see, because I've never seen an image of it. I've never seen a 2480 that's been decorated. It has another surprise, and that is the engraved buckle. Here you can see in these engraved PP sign, you have this gold buckle that matches the case in its design. And we will soon find out if this checks out from Patek Philippe. And very excited to unlock the secrets of this important watch. Hopefully important watch. Next, I have a reference 3409 to show you. This 3409 is extremely heavy. It's just this massive men's watch with this made out of a chunk of gold. But what's so striking about this is from 1959. And this is the time period Gilbert Aubert was in charge of the Patek Philippe workshops. He personally loved this design that's on this case. You see it on his Ricochet watches, and you see it on the reference 3409. It's called the Segnor, Segnor. And that is the style of engraving that this is defined as. And you'll see the dial also has the Segnor pattern, but with these applied rubies set in gold, which just brings this watch to life with almost a sculptural element of the crystal on the piece too. So overall, I know of 5 of these that exist in the world today of the reference 3409. This is about as mint as you can get from a piece from this time period. It is a certain aesthetic, but on a man or a woman, it makes a statement. And when you feel the hand engraving with your hands, it's the texture is just absolutely stunning. It's tangible, it's beautiful, and it's a bit of history that I think defines Patek Philippe from that time period. Now, engraving continued to be very popular in the 60s and 70s. And in this particular piece from 1970 is a reference 823, line 2. And you'll see it has 2 scenes, equestrian scenes, and it's a hunt on the front and back. And you press this button, of course, you could see the dial with the applied Breguet numerals. This style of engraving is also it's a masterpiece. Looking closely at the horse, it really captures the motion of the hunt. Seeing the huntsman with the dogs, and every last detail is covered. And on the back we have the kill. The next piece I'd like to show you is quite interesting. It's a reference 898, and my colleague Tanya Edwards wrote an exceptional article that you can visit on collectability.com that tells you the whole history of this particular design that you see that celebrated the 50th anniversary of the federal shooting competition of 1979. The detail of this engraving is so beautiful. I mean, it's something that you really need to see in person, because you can see the 3-dimensional effects of the engraving and the depth. And this piece has never been polished, so it really just pops and comes to life. The dial, when you open the watch, is actually quite minimalist in comparison with the Roman numerals and the Gubelin signature. On one side of this watch, you see William Tell crouching barefooted with his crossbow as he prepares to shoot for his nemesis, Albrecht Gessler. And the other side depicts the famous apple shoot from William Tell, aiming the bow to his son's head to hopefully shoot just the apple. This dramatic engraved image that was designed by Hans Erni, who is a Swiss graphic designer, painter, illustrator, and engraver. And this is a very, very Swiss watch in terms of Swiss history, and very important in Patek Philippe's history. And once again, please read the full article to read Tanya's description of this watch in exceptional detail. Last but not least, I would love to show you one of my personal favorite engraved pieces, something I've never seen before, and that is a reference 898 set of engraved pieces. So we have here an ellipse pocket watch, which is elaborately engraved with the Calatrava on the back. And the set has matching keychain, cufflinks, a tie pin, and the original fob. This set was made and sold in 1976, and I've never seen one before. I wonder if this was made for maybe a Basel presentation, possibly for an important client. But for me, the art of engraving is so beautifully displayed with this watch, and the Calatrava, it just captures the light as I'm moving it, and it's just absolutely stunning. And even the bow and the pendant are engraved. Every bit that can be engraved is. In this particular piece is a testament to Patek Philippe's workmanship that continues to this day. So in conclusion, obviously engraved watches are part of Patek Philippe's history from the very beginning, continues to capture the hearts and minds of collectors today. Thank you for joining us today at Collectability. Please like and subscribe with YouTube and Instagram. Thank you for joining us, and enjoy the treasure hunt.